Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Now again I am revising. This is part 3 of your parts of speech. This is what Wren and Martin has explained. So now let's go through it. Words are divided into different kinds of classes called parts of speech according to their use, that is, according to the work they do in a sentence. The parts of speech are 8 in number: noun, adjective, pronoun, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunctions, and interjections. A noun is a word used as the name of a person, place, or thing. Akbar was a great king. Kolkata is on the banks of river Hooghly. The rose smells sweet. The sun shines bright. His courage won him honor. Note, the word thing includes all objects that we can see, hear, taste, touch, or smell, and something that we can think of but cannot perceive by the senses. An adjective is a word used to add something to the meaning of a noun, as he is a brave boy. There are 20 boys in this class. A pronoun is a word used instead of a noun, as John is absent because he is ill. Here he is the pronoun. The books are where you left them. Here them is the pronoun. A verb is a word used to express an action or state, as the girl wrote a letter to her cousin. Here wrote is the verb. Kolkata is a big city. Is the verb. Iron and copper are useful metals. Are useful metals. Are is the verb. An adverb is a word used to add something to the meaning of a verb, an adjective or another verb, as he worked the sum quickly. This flower is very beautiful. She pronounced the word quite correctly. A preposition is a word used with a noun or a pronoun to show how the person or thing denoted by the noun or pronoun stands in relation to something else. As, there is a cow in the garden. The girl is fond of music. The fair little girl sat under a tree. A conjunction is a word used to join words or sentences. Rama and Hari are cousins. 2 and 2 make 4. I ran fast but missed the train. An interjection is a word which expresses some sudden feeling, as hurrah, we have won the game. Alas, she is dead. Now we are going to move forward. Now some modern grammar includes determiners among the parts of speech. Determiners are words like a, an, the, this, that, these, those, every, each, some, any, my, his, one, two, etc., which determine or limit the meaning of the nouns that follow. In this book, as in many traditional grammars, all determiners except a, an, and the are classed among adjectives. As words are divided into different classes according to the work they do in sentences, it is clear that we cannot say to which part of speech a word belongs unless we see it used in a sentence. They arrived soon after. Here it is in the form of an adverb. They arrived after us. Here the same word after is being used as a preposition. They arrived after we had left. Now here the same word after is being used as a conjunction. From the above examples, we see that the first word can be used as different parts of speech. Now there is an exercise which we will start. Hopefully we will be able to do it easily. Name the part of speech of each italicized word in the following sentences, giving in each case your reason for the classification. Still water runs deep. What is this? This is an adjective. Here water is being described by its stillness. So here the first one is an adjective. Number 2, he still lives in that house. Now here it is an action. So it is an adverb because his being in that house is being explained. His living in the house is he still lives in that house. After the storm comes the calm. This is in the form of a preposition. Next is the after effects of the drug are bad. Here it is being explained after effects. This is in the verb form. The up train is late, preposition. It weighs about a pound. Here it's an adjective. He told us all about the battle. Again, here it is an adverb. He was only a yard off me, preposition. Suddenly, one of the wheels came off, preposition. Muslims fast in the month of Ramzan. This is in the form of an adjective. He kept the fast for a week, verb. He is on the committee, preposition. Let us move on, preposition. Sit down and rest a while, adverb. I will watch while you sleep, adjective. They while away their evenings. Here it is a verb. Next is kinds of nouns. A noun is a word used as the name of a person, place or thing. The word thing is used to mean anything that we can think of. Look at the following sentences. Ashoka was a wise king. The noun Ashoka refers to a particular king, but the noun king might be applied to any other king as well as to Ashoka. We call Ashoka a proper noun and king a common noun. Sita is a proper noun while girl is a common noun. Hari is a proper noun while boy is a common noun. Kolkata is a proper noun while city is a common noun. India is a proper noun while country is the common noun. The word girl is a common noun because it is a name common to all girls, while Sita is a proper noun because it is the name of a particular girl. A common noun is a name given in common to every person or thing of the same class or kind. A proper noun is the name of some particular person or place. Proper means one's own. Hence, a proper noun or a proper name is the person's own name. Proper nouns are always written with a capital letter at the beginning. Proper nouns are sometimes used as common nouns, as he was the Lukman, the wisest man of his age. Kalidas is often called the Shakespeare of India. Common nouns include what are called collective nouns and abstract nouns. Now, coming on to collective nouns. A collective noun is the name of a number of persons or things taken together and spoken of as one whole, such as a crowd, mob, team, flock, herd, army, fleet, jury, family, nation, parliament, committee. A fleet, a collection of ships or vessels. An army, a collection of soldiers. A crowd, a collection of people. The police dispersed the crowd. The French army was defeated at Waterloo. The jury found the prisoner guilty. A herd of cattle is passing. Now the next one is an abstract noun. An abstract noun is usually the name of a quality, action or state considered apart from the object to which it belongs. For example, quality, goodness, kindness, whiteness, darkness, hardness, brightness, honesty, wisdom, bravery, action, laughter, theft, movement, judgment, hatred, state, childhood, boyhood, youth, slavery, sleep, sickness, death, poverty. The names of the arts and sciences are also abstract nouns. We can speak of a brave soldier, a strong man, a beautiful flower, but we can also think of these qualities apart from any particular person or thing and speak of bravery, strength, beauty by themselves. So also we can speak of what persons do or feel apart from the persons themselves and give it a name. The word abstract means drawn off. Abstract nouns are formed from adjectives, from verbs, from common nouns. From adjectives, kindness from kind, honesty from honest. Verbs, obedience from obey, growth from grow. From common nouns, childhood from child, slavery from slave. Another classification of nouns is whether they are countable or uncountable. Countable nouns are the names of objects, people, etc. that we can count. For example, book, pen, apple, boy, sister, doctor, horse. Uncountable nouns are the names of things which we cannot count. For example, milk, oil, sugar, gold, honesty. They mainly denote substances and abstract things. Countable nouns have plural forms while uncountable nouns do not. For example, we say books but we cannot say milks. Now we have covered the first part of parts of speech, that is the kind of nouns, in elaboration. I hope you have understood it and it has become easy for you. In the next session, in the next video that is going to come to you, we will do the next part, which is the pronoun. So till then, please like and subscribe our channel, and hope that this has made grammar easy for you.